Hey everyone. So, for the past few episodes that I've had with Andrew and Matt, I've been trying to talk about this and we keep running out of time because we have too many other things to talk about. So, I thought I would just devote a Skype session to it. I want to give a shout out to a lady named Carolyn on Instagram. She's at Carolyn Zvalarella. She is married to a chap called Craig, and I think they've got 6 boys. And I want to give her a shout out because of a couple of things that she does. Every day, she sits down with her boys for tea time. And they use proper teapots, proper saucers, proper cups, and they also work through a book. And over the past year, I've noticed that more than a few of these books are Inklings related. And not only is this a stellar practice, my wife and I have actually begun doing something similar with our nieces and nephews who now live next door. But she's also recently had a few posts which I thought were just pure gold. So I wanted to share them here. A little while ago, somebody had asked her, "Isn't tea time too girly?" And her response was kind of epic. She said, "Last I checked, drinking tea while practicing table manners, pausing for 10 minutes in the middle of the day to pray for our loved ones and for world peace, enjoying a small treat and some herbal tea when they would have been raiding the pantry anyway, followed up by reading out loud a fantastical tale filled with Christian allegory and strong masculine characters, an open discussion which usually turns into deeper life lessons, is not something reserved only for girls. Boys are allowed to drink tea. Boys are allowed to pray. Boys are allowed, I beg the world to allow boys to read books for heaven's sake, in lieu of hours of mindless video games. And yes, boys are allowed to learn table manners and learn to hold long discussions with their mother and be encouraged to ask questions and share emotions. So far, I see nothing specifically female about any of these things. Now, of course, I can see pink teacups, flowery patterns, and lace, but that's because their mother chose these things. She chose them to bring beauty, elegance, and loveliness to a small portion of what is usually a very loud day, filled to the brim with dirt and kitchen floor crumbs and chicken feathers and dog drool and muddy feet wrestling on the trampoline, the sound of a basketball being dribbled on the driveway, and yes, a bit of video gaming mixed into it all. So I think perhaps the question people mean to ask is, isn't tea time too lovely? And to that, I'd say yes. Yes, it is. Isn't that wonderful? She also had a couple of posts where she spoke about the Chronicles of Narnia, and since we're a C.S. Lewis podcast, I thought those would also be relevant. Here's what she wrote when they just finished reading the Chronicles of Narnia. "We finished reading the entirety of C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia today. I highly recommend reading them with older kids, 9 to 12 years old, to help them form their critical thinking, to help recognize logical fallacy, censorship, how power and false gods are snuck into real life, how mentally and spiritually lazy people can become in the comfort of their own ignorance, and how when they finally come face to face with God himself, they find themselves trapped in their own habit of unbelief and inaction, in their own special brand of hell, unable, refusing even, to wake up. It's imperative that children read them and have discussions with their parents because they'll miss important biblical and life parallels otherwise. C.S. Lewis, timeless, so applicable, especially today, especially this year." And she followed up with one more post, and I'll end here since I think it very much connects with the book that we are reading this season, The Screwtape Letters. "I'll add one more thing. Reading the Narnian Chronicles reinforced my urgency to read the Bible with my kids. Start with one of the children's versions, work up to the big kid versions, read the real one. If our children don't know the stories of the Bible, if they don't know to whom they belong, and for what purpose they have been made, and if they cannot draw upon their own mental and spiritual fortitude, knowing that in the end the battle has been won, the stories have been told, and they are due to return home, they will fall to the silk-tongued confusion and the convenient lies and delicious evils that will come their way, and they will despair instead of remembering to repent and have hope. And make no mistake, lies and evils will come. They must. But they won't jump out with a warning shouting, "Hey, I'm evil, just want to let you know." And will our children be awake to see them? Or will they sleep, and instead of fighting, to stay sleeping for fear of facing the startling, shocking truth? What great posts. What a wonderful mother. And I see on her Instagram today that she's actually visiting my old city, San Diego. So, Carolyn, thank you for all you do. Thank you for the inspiration you give to us. And everyone else, please join us again next time. Cheers.